Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I finally have a new tutorial for you guys, and I was letting you all decide on what it is that you wanted to see because I was very torn between these two looks. I had worn a look yesterday and it was very smoky. It was actually a really simple look. I posted on Instagram, a lot of you wanted a tutorial on it, but I know in my last video I was actually wearing this exact makeup look and I had a lot of people in the comments request that I do a tutorial on it, and so I decided to take to Instagram. I posted the picture of these two looks, or the two looks that I was wearing, and I let you guys vote. It was really like neck and neck. I think a lot of people wanted to see either or. But I will say I'm going to film the other one anyways, but I think I just wanted to film this one first because I think it's a little bit different than my past other looks. I feel like the smoky eye one was going to be really like similar to what I already have up or what I've been posting lately. So I decided to do something a little bit different. In this video, I'm using some new products that I'm excited about and that I'm kind of testing out right now. I'll let you know what those products are and if I'll have a review for them for you, or if you want a review, let me know down below. I don't know, but either way, I think this is a really good look to start off to like initially invite the Valentine's Day makeup tutorials, because I think this look is still dramatic, but it has like a little bit of like a girly, flirty look. Why am I doing that? If you guys have any specific requests for Valentine's Day, let me know down below as well. And yeah, let's move on to the tutorial. So before starting off this look, I had just freshly washed my hair this morning, so I needed to get my little baby hairs that are broken off out of my face, so pulling my hair up into a ponytail. We're first going to be starting off with the Benefit Air Patrol Eye Primer. This has definitely become a favorite of mine. I have replaced my MAC Paint Pot almost entirely with this. I just tend to like to use this on a more day-to-day basis. I'm then going to be setting that eye primer with the lightest highlight shade from the NYX Highlight and Contour palette, just because it is a cream primer. So just to prevent anything from creasing and stuff, we're good to go. For the palette today, I'm going to be using the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collab. And the first shade we're going to be using is Stark. This is one of those almost barely there colors. It is a very matte, muted taupe shade. So it's really great to building up a transition color, or on those days where you don't want to wear a lot of eyeshadow, this in your crease is just all you need. I'm then going to be going into the color Anaheim. This is just a little bit deeper in color, although it's still a very cool tone shade. It is also very matte. And on the same brush, we're just going to be placing this right on top of where we place Stark, going back and forth and then in circular motions from the inner C of the eye all the way to the outer V of the eye, and again just building up that transition color and deepening our crease. Then taking a different blending brush and using the color Zone. This is by far one of my favorite colors in this palette because I love the warmth that it has. When you look at it, it still looks very cool tone, but once you actually apply it, you'll find that it has a lot more warmth to it than what meets the eye. So we're just going to be layering this right on top of everything else that we have already placed in the crease with another Luxie blending brush, in case I haven't said that already. And I like to just build up from the outer V in like a little circular upward motion, and then pressing, or I guess pushing, whatever I have left on my brush inward in circular motions and back and forth as well. And I'm kind of just pushing this color right onto the outer third of our lid also. I'm then going to be taking a much smaller, like way tinier blending brush and going in with the color Punk. Again, one of my other favorite colors from this palette. It is a deep maroon cranberry matte shade, and as you can tell, I am very, very lightly and very carefully going in circular upward motions on my outer V of the eye, and then just using whatever I have left on my brush and just pushing that all the way to the inner C. I'm then taking that original large blending brush that we had used initially, and I'm just going to be going over everything, and where everything starts to meet is where you're going to want to go over this in circular motions just to blend everything together. It's a little bit of like a love-hate relationship with these Urban Decay shadows because they're so pigmented, which they give a great color payoff, but I mean, once they're on your eye, they're on your eye, and they can get choppy really fast. I'm then going to be going in with the color Serious. This is a very deep muted gray. And on that same small blending brush, doing the exact same motions as we did with Punk, and just starting off at the very outer V of the eye and then lightly pressing. As you can see, I'm not so much swiping, but I'm pressing it upward and into the crease. Then taking a little bit of MAC Paint Pot, see, I still use it, and pressing this onto the inner part of our lid, not exceeding past 2/3 of the way. This is not really for cleanup purposes, it's just more for brightening and adhering the next shade we're gonna press on. So you don't have to be really precise like how you usually see me use this over existing eyeshadow to like create a cut crease. When I'm creating a cut crease with this, it's very sharp, but here I'm using just it's not really a blending brush, it's just a firmer eyeshadow brush, and I'm just kind of patting it on to the inner part of my lid, again just to re-brighten it up and to help stick on this next color. The color we're going to be placing on our lid is the color Harajuku, and this is such a pretty color, but if it wasn't for the MAC Paint Pot underneath, there's no way that it would actually pop the way it's popping right now. So on a flat fluffy shader brush, I'm actually going to be just pressing this and just using the very tip of my brush to blend it into the crease and to the outer V colors. This color has a little bit of a metallic shine to it. It looks very pink at first, but when you actually swatch it, I feel like it has a little bit of like a duochrome effect to where it has a lot of violet in it. So I think it looked really pretty. I don't think it's a very overpowering pink. It's a very wearable pink on the eyelid. Then we're going to be creating our wing liner with the Inglot AMC Gel Liner in 77. I'm going to speed through this because I move as slow as a snail. If I were to put this in real time, this video would be way too long. But I first created the bottom base of my wing and then connecting from my inner part of my tear duct, connecting all the way outward. I did do the wing a little bit more straight, which means I don't really curve the tail upward. It just goes straight across my eyelid, and then I'm building it more so downward. This is the best wing shape for hooded eyes. For lashes, I am using Flutter lashes in the style Natalie. These lashes are really long, so what I like to do is kind of just curl them before placing the glue on there. While the glue gets tacky, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm taking the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in Fair and just placing this underneath my bottom lash line. I know you guys don't really see me do this, but what I'm actually going to be doing is just completing my whole eye look right now. I've been trying this out for a couple days and I'm actually really liking the process. I'm then taking a beauty blender to blend it out, and this little cutie one to pick up some setting powder and press that right only underneath my bottom lash line where we had placed that concealer. While this is setting, I'm going to be just coating my upper lashes in the Benefit Theyre mascara, then blending away any of the excess powder, and then using once again that lightest highlight shade we use on our lid from the NYX Contour and Highlight Kit, all on top of the concealer. I don't know why I had that weird pause there. I got like brain fart. Anyway, I'm then using the Frankie Rose eyeliner in black. This eyeliner I've also been trying out recently, and I like it because it has really great staying power and it's actually really dark, but I just wish it was a little bit more creamy because actually I do have to work a little bit to actually get everything on there. It's a little bit stiff for my liking. I'm then taking the color Blackout from the Gwen Stefani palette, Urban Decay Gwen Stefani palette, and pressing this up against my bottom lash line. Right now we're gonna look at, we have major raccoon eyes, but don't worry, we are going to be layering and of course buffing everything out. I'm then taking a smudge brush and pressing, not even swiping, pressing up Punk on top of Blackout, and then taking a pencil brush and using a little bit of Zone and Anaheim to just buff it all out and really smoke it out. You don't have to wear your bottom lash line this smoky. This is just preference for me. And if you don't want to look like you have raccoon eyes, just really utilize those lighter taupey colors and just make sure you smoke everything out with a pencil brush. A pencil brush on your bottom lash line is going to be your best friend. I'm then going to be just coating my bottom lashes. By this time, my lashes, the glue pretty much got tacky already. I'm trying to wait longer because it just makes for easier application. So here they are on. Then for the face, I'm using Benefit's Porefessional Matte Rescue. This is a new family member to the Benefit Porefessional line, and I don't want to say too much about it right now, but I definitely will give you guys a more in-depth review sometime soon. It does come out on the 21st, I can say that right now. But do be expecting a full review up on my channel of this product really soon. I'm then taking the Benefit Porefessional Original Primer and just smoothing this over the areas where I feel like I need it, which is just basically in the center of my face, especially on my nose and inner cheek area. For foundation, I'm using Too Faced Born This Way foundation in Ivory and blending this all out with my beauty blender for a more airbrush finish. I've definitely been using my beauty blender for my foundation recently more than I have ever in the past. I've just been really enjoying it. Then taking that same Maybelline Maybelline concealer and placing this as a highlight right underneath our eye area in an upside down triangle, tapering off onto the tops of our cheekbones. I'm also going to be placing this down the bridge of my nose, center of my chin, center of my forehead, and then we're going to be blending this all out with the same beauty blender that we had used for our foundation. I'm then going to be taking the Maybelline Setting and Perfecting Loose Powder, which I have a review up on my channel. In case you missed it, I will link it down below. And then just pressing on this powder onto anywhere we had placed that concealer and anywhere we had highlighted, and also just underneath our natural contour, just so things don't get messy once we start to bronze up the face. Once that is all set and baked, my brows are done, by the way. I'm then going to be taking the yellow shade from the NYX Highlight and Contour Kit. This is called Cream. You guys know I love this shade, like I live for it. I'm pressing this onto any area where we had baked. I'm then taking the Benefit Hoola bronzer, and on a large Luxie brush, I'm placing my hand against the top of my hairline just to protect, I guess, my hairline from getting really dirty with bronzer. After a while, that can happen, especially if you don't wash your hair like every day. So just kind of use your hand as like a guard so you don't get so much makeup like caught in your hair. Just a little tip. I'm then also going to be warming up the very tip of my nose. Oh, by the way, those little spots you see along my hairline, one of them is my burn still. It's still kind of recovering, or the scar is still just trying to fade away. I'm afraid it might be scarred for life, so don't mind that. I'm also brushing this on the tip of my nose, tip of my chin, and also along my cheeks, tapering all the way upward. I'm then going to be using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour Compact. This is also a fairly new product to me. This is probably my second time using it. I do plan to do a review if you guys want one on this. I think it's a really interesting product. I like how all these drugstore brands are coming out with their own contour kits. I think it's really cool. So I'm using this on a Morphe MB39 brush and just hollowing out my cheekbones and my hairline, just defining it a little bit more around my forehead, and also use this as my nose contour shade, and also pressing this up against around my lip area. I'm then taking my Mary Kay eyebrow gel, and it was so hard to open, it gets so stuck. That's how like strong this stuff is, by the way. It's actually a really, really good clear eyebrow gel, so in case you're in the market for one, I would definitely check this one out. I'm then going to be taking Too Faced Candlelight Glow as our highlight. I'm dusting this onto the tops of my cheekbones with my Bobbi Brown eye blender brush, taking a smaller eyeshadow brush and brushing this across my Cupid's bow, and of course down the bridge of my nose and placing a little bit on the tip of my nose. For blush, I'm using Tarte's Amazonian Clay blush in Dollface and using a Luxie blush brush to press this from the apples of my cheek up towards my hairline. I'm then taking the Graftobian lip liner in Natural. When I originally posted this makeup look, I did not use a lip liner, and now looking back on my photos, I really think I should have, because the lip color I'm using is so nude. I definitely was lacking some definition around the lips. For our lipstick, it's going to be the new NYX Lip Lingerie. It is their new liquid matte lipsticks. This is the color Baby Doll. It is a very, very pale pink nude. So this is why we should have used a lip liner the first time around, because now it just looks a lot more complimentary to this whole makeup look, also for my skin tone. Without the lip liner, it would have just been way too light, almost borderline close to that concealer looking nude, which you don't really want. You want something that looks nice and natural. I'll give you guys a review on those lip products if you want one also, by the way. I'm then taking the Maybelline setting spray, and once I douse my face in this whole setting spray, the look is now completed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know down below. Give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye, guys.